Hi friends, how's it going? Welcome back. In today's video, I want to take you through my day of what I'm eating as I battle or combat gestational diabetes. I was diagnosed with, oh, by the way, I am almost 35 weeks pregnant. I'm 34 and 5 days as of today, soon to be 35. Yeah, we are getting closer to the home stretch and meeting this lovely baby boy. I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes about, I want to say like week 28 of my pregnancy. Um, and I had to do the 2 hour glucose test, which was not the norm that I have seen or heard from people. Anyway, I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes. I need to poke my finger 4 times a day to take what my glucose readings are after 1 hour of my meal. I could also sometimes stretch to 2 hours, if I'm out with friends or I can't get home on time, if I'm outside or for whatever reason. I can also stretch it to 2 hours after meals. And the readings have to be within range. After 1 hour, my reading has to be below 140. And if I'm taking it after 2 hours, it has to be below 120. So, yeah, I want to take you through my day and just show you a sample of what I eat. I try to mix it up every day. Otherwise, I'm going to go crazy and I get bored very, very easily. I have to watch my carb and sugar. Now, because I suffered from PCOS before I got pregnant, I was anyway having a kind of a low carb diet, but you don't know how many carbs you're actually having once you start counting them. And I was definitely having more than I should have, but because I wasn't pregnant then, it didn't matter that much, but it matters now because if I have a high blood sugar, it can affect baby's health as well. And a couple of weeks since I started tracking my blood glucose levels at home, by poking my finger and seeing what my numbers were, my fasting numbers were in the higher range. So your fasting numbers are supposed to be anywhere from 80 to 95, and mine were consistently over 95. And by the way, like, gestational diabetes is not something that you caused, it's just your placenta and how it reacts with different hormones that it has to produce. And sometimes your placenta is not good at producing insulin and processing blood glucose, whatever. It's not because you ate too much sugar, or you ate a lot of carbs, or you didn't exercise, or you exercise too much. It's not something that you do to cause gestational diabetes, but it is a cause for concern. And that's why doctors want you to be careful about it. When I was tracking my blood glucose levels, my fasting levels were consistently between 95 and 100, and my team is very proactive with this, so I was put on insulin. They started me with the lowest dose of insulin, which was 14 units for my weight. They calculate based on what your current weight is, and I haven't even gained too much weight. I think I'm pretty on track. I have gained about 14, 15 pounds so far throughout my pregnancy. I started at like 148-ish, and now I'm around 164. So, 15, 16 pounds. And the recommended weight for someone who is in the regular BMI is 15 to 25 pounds. And if you are over that, there's a different range. I have had a pretty steady and healthy weight gain, according to my doctors as well, and also my diabetes team. So that's good. When they plot my weight on their charties, model thing, I am right on track where I should be, in the middle. So that's great to hear. Insulin that I have to take every night, and that has really caused my glucose levels to be like really great. They're consistently below 95, which is great. They're between 90 and 95, which is all fine and in range. And my post meal numbers have also been really good, so that's a good sign. And as long as I keep doing this, which is a few more weeks, I am sure that I and baby boy here are going to be good. His weight gain has also been pretty good. His estimated weight at our last growth scan at 34 weeks was 5 pounds, so pretty good to be on track. I think he's going to be about a 6 to 7 pound baby, which is pretty healthy, I think. So yeah, I want to take you through my day and show you what I eat, and show you my glucose numbers after those meals as well. So I hope you stick around. And the first thing that I do when I wake up after going to the bathroom is I have to take my fasting blood sugar numbers. And this morning it was a good 94, which is perfect. I'm now also getting very, very hungry. So the first thing that I'm going to do is put the pork chorizo on the flame. You don't need any oil or anything because the pork is going to release fat as it cooks. In the fat that's left, I'm going to add the onion and garlic. Next, I'm going to add tomatoes to this mix and cook it a little bit as well. And while I add tomatoes, I'm also going to add some salt and pepper. And to this mix, I'm then going to add 4 eggs. It depends if we want to do 4 or 6. Eggs are expensive these days, so we are just doing 4. And this is for me and Kumar. So yeah, I'm gonna add some eggs, let it cook. Kumar will first take his bit out because I want to cook my eggs a little more. You shouldn't be having raw eggs during pregnancy, so I'm gonna let mine cook a little bit more. And then we're gonna have this amazing shakshuka dish with some toast. I have a mix of some keto bread, which is low in carb, and then I have another toast, which is a whole grain bread, which has a good amount of carbs necessary for my breakfast. And I'm gonna have this with a side of a nice elaichi tea, which is cardamom tea that Kumar made. So after an hour of breakfast, and by the way, this is an hour after starting to eat my breakfast, my blood sugar today is 103, which is perfect. All right, so now it's about 12 p.m. Like I said, today's daylight saving, so my timing is all, thrown off. But around 11 o'clock, or I want to say like 10:30 to 11, I will have a snack. Usually, when I'm working, it'll be one of these protein bars from Costco. These are really, really good. It has 170 calories, 4 grams of fat, 22 grams of carb, but it has 11 grams of fiber. So essentially, net carb is 11 grams, and then 22 grams of protein. So this is a really, really great option for a snack. And actually, my favorite flavor is the peanut butter kind from Costco, but it comes in a pack of the peanut butter and cookies and cream, and I'm all out of the peanut butter kind. So now I am stuck with the cookies and cream, but that's fine as well. If I don't feel like having a protein bar, I will usually make a protein shake. Okay, so first things first, this is not complicated. I always start with some whole milk, and a cup of this actually has 11 grams of carb, 8 grams of fat, and also 8 grams of protein. Pretty good mix. For my snack, I need to have about 15 to 20 grams of carbs. So this is good. There's also carb in my protein shake that I'm going to add. It has 20 grams of carbs, but 8 grams of that is fiber. So basically 12 grams of carbs. So 12 plus how many are we talking? 11 is like 23. Sometimes I don't measure my milk correctly, but I think 23 is still fine because I am going to add a good amount of fat as well. So the first thing, I like my protein shake to be warm. So I'm going to eyeball like a cup of milk. Like I said, I don't really measure it. And, vitamin D this time of pregnancy is good. Put it in the microwave and heat it up for like a minute or so. While that's going, I also have crushed nuts here. So what I do is I get a fancy nuts mix from Costco, and this has cashews, almonds, pistachios, and pecan. Sometimes I'm gonna add a few Brazil nuts to it, which are also great for omegas. I always add walnuts as well, which is really, really important for baby's brain development. And then I just put it in a food processor and grind it up. And by the way, for my breakfast and usually meals, you're recommended to have 30 to 45 grams of carbs. But today, for my breakfast, since I only had one regular toast, I don't think it had more carbs, which is why my blood sugar or blood glucose was 103. Usually it's between 110 and 120, which I think is healthier. You also need good amount of carbs for your baby's development. I think the recommended amount for pregnant women in general is between 100 to 150 grams of carb per day. And I'll try to like mitigate that here and there. Like I said, I'm going to have a little more carb in my snack. I'll add a little more carb in maybe one of the meals that I'm having. So I kind of try to balance it out, because it's really hard otherwise to calculate exactly how much amount I'm getting each day. And because I've been doing this for more than a month at this point, I've gotten pretty good at calculating carbs and maintaining my blood sugars that way. Okay, so my milk now is ready and warm. So what I'm going to do is add like 4 spoonfuls of nuts to this. So I'm getting a good mix of fats and omegas and all that. The organic protein, all these like nutrition values are for 2 scoops. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, guys, so it's almost 9:51 right now. I usually take my insulin around 10 p.m. Every night I try to keep it about the same time, and this is also a time when I need to take my nighttime snack, my bedtime snack, which is very, very important as well, because as you're sleeping for 8-9 hours or however long that may be, your body is needing energy and using up the carbs and proteins and all the nutrients that you're providing it. So it's very, very important, especially with gestational diabetes, to have a good bedtime snack. So what I like to do, and this is like I have honed this now, and I've been doing this for about 2 to 3 weeks, and it keeps my fasting glucose well in control with insulin, and it keeps me full. I no longer wake up hungry. So this is really working for me. So for my bedtime snack, what I do is I have 2 kinds of breads. This is the 22 whole grain bread, and this one has 12 grams of carb and 2 grams of fiber, and some protein and fat. We'll ignore that for now because I want to focus on the carbs, with gestational diabetes. So this has 10 grams of carbs. And then I also have a keto bread, which is low in carbs. It has 10 grams of carbs, but 9 grams of fiber. So essentially 1 gram net carbs, which is basically nothing. So we'll say, let's say 1 and 10, so 11. And then I top it up with this organic peanut butter. 2 tablespoons of this peanut butter has 7 grams of carbs, and 3 grams is fiber. So 4 grams of net carbs. So that's 4 plus 11, 15. And for a snack, you want to aim for 15 to 20 grams of carbs. But like I said, I've been having this regularly every night for about 3 weeks ish now, ever since I think I started taking insulin, which probably is a month, since a month. So yeah, this combo has been working really well for me. So I'm just gonna toast 1 slice each of these breads. I don't measure, but you know, about 2-ish tablespoons of peanut butter does it for me. I want to show you how I take insulin if you're wondering. So this is the insulin pen. I've been prescribed 14 units of this to be taken every night subcutaneously. So it goes in my midsection, in my belly area. And then you also have this one-time use needle. So first of all, you always want to have clean hands. I just washed my hands. And then this is a pen. As you can see, the insulin is inside here. Sometimes it's not mixed. So once I attach the needle, I'm gonna flip it a few times and it mixes. So I'm gonna attach the needle pen. And what I'm gonna do next is, because I see some insulin hasn't mixed, I'm gonna tilt it gently like 15 times or so. And then you want to do like a priming or prepping step. So firstly, let's take the needle out. And then, so that's the needle. It's like a 4 mm thin needle, not too big. And then this is the dial where you have to dial the dose. So for a prep step, you just do 1 on this dial and you see some insulin is coming out, and just drop this on the piece of paper. And you still see some insulin there, right on the tip. Then I want to do is go ahead and dial my dose, which is 14 units. And now I can go ahead and inject this. Now what I like to do is switch from side to side, and I keep a track of what date it is. So if it's even, I do it on the right side. If it's odd, I do it on the left side. Today is 9th, so I'm going to do the left side. So I'm just going to take my top up, basically just tie it up so it's out of the way. And you want to keep switching sides or switching sites where you're doing the injection, so you don't get like a burn or something. And then just going to go on the side here, pinch it a little bit and insert the needle, and then just press this. And then count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then just take the needle out. And you see there's some insulin coming out of the needle. And that's it. Sometimes you get like a tiny drop of blood, but that's fine. So now I'm going to put the cap back on. Take this off. Put the pen cap on. And then I have this disposal container thing, and just put my needle in here so it's safely discarded and disposed. Now something to be beware of is I noticed this like maybe a week or 2 ago. The site where I gave myself the insulin injection, I had like a reddish, you know how you get a mosquito bite. I started noticing that, but it's only appearing after like 24 hours or so, and then it's just like a slight scratch and then it goes away. Nothing serious, so just something to be aware of. So that was it. I hope this video gave you some insight into how I eat and plan out my meals and keep my blood glucose levels in control for gestational diabetes. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and spending your time with me, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.